Hey there, welcome back to StarCraft 2. Nice to have you around. Or welcome if you're new, good to have you here either way. Today, my intention was to play like 3 games and record them. I ended up going 3-1, and then I went and watched the recording and I hadn't recorded my mic at all. So instead, I'm doing VOD review on the 1 game I lost. Thank you for joining me, good to have you here. So whenever I do these VOD reviews, I try to go into it with a question for myself. Uh, the first question I have for myself is my opponent built a lot of ravens this game. How should I have identified that, and what should I have responded with to counter it early on in the game? That's my first question. So I'm just gonna speed things up here, move through things, just get through the early game. Whenever I play against Terran, my general strategy, against Terran or Protoss, my normal strategy for the game is to try to get mutas online, and to, from there, react to what my opponent's building and use them for information in their base and stuff like that, and then try to, swing things in my favor. So I got 6 lings here. I'm building from my bases. He's getting a whole bunch of Marines online. He's actually got a lot more Marines than I would have expected him to at this point. So gonna speed things up here a bit. I have been trying to get better at controlling my army as I play the game, and trying to macro at the same time and stuff. So I did move my units across the map to try to take a look at things. Unfortunately for me, he moved out right as I got in and hidden. And maybe I could have snuck up his ramp, but I would have had to know it was open, and I have to gamble when I do that. So I just tried to send my stuff back into a defensive position. This game was probably over from here, realistically. In theory at the least. The guy comes across the map, he kills 2 overlords, and then he's coming up my ramp, and my spine is not in a position to stop him. He can just kite down all these lings, which I wanted to back him down my ramp so that I could save this. I probably should have just canceled the spine and built another one in my mineral line, kept all my links together, and just waited for speed to come out. Just tried to buy as much time as I could. But I could have just played around this spine and then built another one on the other side, try to keep everything in range of each other, wait for speed. I might be able to get speed out before this base pops. That would have been a little bit sketchy, but I could move this queen down to help. And I guess I probably should have been building more queens by now. I've got a lot of spare resources in the bank. Losing my lings one at a time, really awkward. I'm not spending my larva on anything. It took me a while to get to that point, so that's kind of sketchy as well. I think he actually ends up destroying this second base, and he has a second started up, and he's getting a third, so yeah, I'm just mining here. Lings are coming out too slowly. I have speed now, so they group up together, and then I think I run down these guys, but I've got to rebuild that base. And I'm kind of behind from here on in the game. Realistically, that's probably an FF angle. I just end the game when that base breaks because I didn't get it I didn't defend it in time. So that's the real answer to how could I have spotted ravens. Second thing I could have done is I could have gotten an overlord speed upgrade and just suicided this overlord into his base to get a look at everything. Just left it up around here, make him respond to it because all his marines just died. And if I also saw that he had this base set up, I could have ran a bunch of lings in to kill some marines. So basically, it's just use overlords is how I can figure out that information. How should I have dealt with it though? So I feel like I should have just FF'd realistically. Look at how I'm spending right here. I should probably just try to greed if I'm trying to get myself back into the game here. I probably should have built this base and another one, and maybe even another one because of how many spare minerals I have and the fact that I just can't really spend them in another way. I got some Evo chambers here, but it took me a little long to come to that decision. I don't get touched here by my opponent for a while. Of course I didn't know that. I expected after the back of the first attack that he'd want to attack me again. So I was a little bit concerned about that happening, but I was just trying to manage my economy and get this base online. But that, again, a lot of this is all just happening a little too slowly. But yeah, I can't efficiently spend my larva right now, especially even on 2 bases here. I definitely need to get either a macro hatch in my main, or I need to just get a third and like a fourth base. I'm definitely down economically right now, and I have no idea what my opponent's building. At this point in the game, okay, so he has 3 ravens right now. Realistically, I should have had this spire down and like getting ready to come up like 2-3 minutes ago. Unfortunately, it's only gonna come out in another like 20 seconds. So that's not the reality I live in. Again, if I had 2 more bases going down, they'd both be up right now and I could use their larva. And I should probably spread creep, but I don't think that one's like as important as the rest of the stuff going on here. Not really doing anything with my lings anymore. After his first attack, he didn't build like a single marine after the fact. He's just relying on the fact that he has planetary fortresses. I don't know how like many lings I need to try to break his stuff if he doesn't have, like, if he has a planetary setup like this, but I should probably try to figure that out. I also never mine out these resources, and I should probably be building overlords along this edge of the map so that I can get vision on if my opponent is doing something like this. Again, like, in response to my self-question about how I could have figured out about the swarm of ravens building overlords. The unit that you can fly that gives you vision. Pretty useful. So I'm getting a third base up online, but it's really slow. I think I get a macro hatch eventually, but all of this is just happening too slowly. Like, I don't really have a good plan. It's like, another part of getting that third base online is I thought I'd be able to like get a good amount of mutas out on 2 bases with fully saturated gases. Turns out that wasn't the case like at all. This is where it starts. This is where things start going really bad for me. Yeah, this is horrible. Like, at the start I was talking about wanting to use my army, but I got, like, scared. After that first attack in the move out, I was just like, oh, I gotta leave my stuff at home just in case he attacks me again. But Zerglings are pretty cheap. I could have just sent, like, 1 or 2 around the map to, like, take a look at things. And if I saw that he didn't really have a lot of shit built up over here, I mean, I should have just sent my units in. I love that he saw mutas and instantly responded by building none on his main, except that one. But he instantly responded by building like 8 missile turrets. More. Holy shit. That's a lot of missile turrets. Yeah, I got real blindsided by this base later in the game. I was trying to hunt down his boys. Yeah, if I'd had a third and a fourth base online after letting my opponent get them up, or like my opponent letting me get all this stuff up and just actually spending my minerals, I could have had the gases and I'd be actually in a position to produce a decent amount of units here. Because I just totally gave up on the idea of harassing him. I figured like almost surely he'd have this wall done, but I'm making a lot of assumptions when I think that. Realistically, this game was over a while ago. I tried to get some corruptors here, but it ends up just taking too long, and he just kites me out with the Raven missile turrets, and then just like yanks me into this base. I don't really do anything with my Zerglings, so like I try to attack, and I think I break this base, but like he just sends his Ravens in to my main and just breaks all my shit. And then, I mean, he's just in a better position. I should have just only sent Lings here and left my mutas at home, knowing what his army has. Like, all of these mutas I should just have back. They should just be, like, around here or something. And I should be building more mutas and corruptors to try to get rid of these ravens. I don't even think I'd seen it yet. Like, my mutas are just standing still. And even if I had seen it, like, I couldn't have done a lot. Maybe I could send these Lings up the ramp to go take a look at everything. But I think I just all army and bring shit back. Yeah, I tried to run these these drones out, but they all just died to the turrets. I just put some bunch more turrets down. Like, maybe I get a bunch of spores at my main. I just pump out drones and do that so that he can't just, like, walk through this area. Put a bunch, like, right here or something. Here, I try to pick out a couple, and I just try to stay away from the turrets, but I don't do, like, a great job of it. And the game is, like, pretty soon, despite me upping my air count, he's just gonna fly in, he's gonna basically kill my Spire in Then he'll get another pass where he gets to do it again. And nothing ends up working out for me. I just don't have enough information. I don't have enough units. I don't have enough bases. This is just like all around. There's a lot to be improved on from this game. I think the biggest thing is just not having overlord vision along the side bases like this, though, especially on a map with these mineral patches cut off, because they're very important if anybody gets access to them. It's like definitely something worth fighting for. Also, if you've seen that your opponent has like mined out their side, this is just like a streamlined pass like right into their bases. And then I'm just kind of sitting in my base, just trying to build stuff up, doing it really slowly, not really doing anything with my units again. I think if I'd like suicided an early overlord and taken more bases, I could probably have won this game. But realistically, in like yeah, this is he starts bringing, he morphs these into hellbats, takes down my third, and then hits me from the other side, gets that two-pronged attack going. This was actually really well played. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm getting corruptors out now, but it's already too late. Like, he's just got too much money. I don't have any information on the map. I haven't taken like a fourth or a fifth base. I'm just kind of sitting around waiting to die at this point, and I just haven't really realized it. Anyways, I think I've learned what there is to learn from this replay. Thank you for joining me on my replay watching adventure. I guess I could show you like the last fight of the game. It's nothing special though. He just does it again, the two-pronged attack. Same situation. I killed his hellbats, his stuff's in my base, he's just got turrets shooting my stuff down. I'm trying to kill his ravens, but I'm getting too close to the turrets. Then they get an angle over here to fly away. I try to cut them off, but I'm a little too slow about it, and he gets ahead of me. He just starts dropping turrets as he runs away. I'm not doing enough damage to the raven ball. I lose all my mutas. I just have corruptors left. There's missile turrets, and I can't really chase them anymore, and I lost the extra bases, and I just can't really defend myself anymore, so I just left the game. Anyways, this has been StarCraft 2. Drop a like on the video if you stuck around this long. Hit that sub button if you want to see more VOD review or just whatever else I'm doing at the time. I upload pretty much every day, and have a lovely morning, noon, or night. Peace.